everyone, I'm Victoria McFarlane and this is Flix Worth Clix. My Flick Worth a Click for today is The Crow. Now Netflix has a lot of different Crows up there, but I'm talking about the original Crow with Brandon Lee in it, the one from 1994. So there are other Crows up there, although I haven't watched them myself, and I have a very good reason for that actually. I chose this movie this week because this is one of the movies that made me want to become a filmmaker when I saw it. I saw it when I was about 15, and this was back when I was, okay, I'm just gonna say it. I was an emo kid, okay? Alright, I'm gonna say it, it's out there. You guys know now, if you didn't know already. Some of you are not shocked, I'm sure. But in high school, I was a emo kid for sure. And so I sat down and watched The Crow because it does have a very gothic appeal to it, I guess you could say. It's very dark. And this movie really had an impact on me and the way that I view movies now. Because not only was this movie interesting to watch visually, but the story really touched me and made me think. And that's what really got me started into paying more attention to the stories of films and not just watching them like a mindless zombie. So the story of The Crow is Eric and his girlfriend Shelley on the 30th of Halloween, which is called Devil's Night in the movie. I don't know if they actually really call it that in real life. Are going to get married on Halloween the next night, and a gang comes and decides that they're going to pay back Shelley for filing some complaints on the building which is owned by this gangster. So he sends out his little mob to get her to comply to whatever terms they are, and her boyfriend, fiance, Eric, comes home, and so the gangsters decide that they're going to kill them both instead, because, you know, that's the logical thing to do, is to kill these people instead. So the movie is centered around justice, basically, an eye for an eye, because Eric gets to come back 1 year and he gets to kill all the gangsters that killed him and his fiance, which sounds kind of like sounds kind of immature because of the whole eye for an eye thing, but I feel kind of like it's justified because they killed him and his fiance with no reason whatsoever, just to kill them. And if he gets to come back, if, you know, whatever brings him back to seek his revenge, then hey, more power to you, dude. Go ahead, seek your revenge. You've earned it. You had to crawl out of the grave and everything. You've earned it. I like this movie because it's dark and it's somewhat violent, which I'm not very into violence, but the violence isn't like blood and guts and things like that. It's more insinuated. Like, you know someone's getting the crap beat out of them, but you don't need to see, like, you know, blood flying, or when someone gets shot, you don't see, like, you know, guts or whatever. It's very, it's somewhat implied. And another thing that I really like the movie is that probably 99% of it is shot in the dark during night, which gives it a very dark, weird feeling to it that I just kind of like. I don't know, maybe I'm creepy that way, but I like it. I think it's not easy shooting things in the dark, and it's definitely probably a pain in the butt to have to shoot every scene in the dark, because I know that scenes that require being in the dark really suck to shoot. Brandon Lee, who played Eric, which is, I guess most people know him as The Crow. You know, you probably see him at like a Halloween party every year. Somebody always comes dressed as The Crow. He actually died making this movie. He died for his art, and I think there's something to be respected about that. I mean, of course he didn't think he was gonna die, but knowing that somebody died making a film puts it into perspective more. There's his last interview, which I have this movie on VHS, and that's how I saw it. So after I watched the movie, there was his last interview, and I'll post the interview down in the bottom because I think it's an important part to watching the film, because it is the last interview that he ever gave before he died. He actually died on set because supposedly they had like a real bullet that got lodged into a gun when it was supposed to be a blank. I don't know, it all sounds like BS to me, but that's the story. and a fragment of it flew out of the gun and went into his abdomen and lodged in his spine. So I have read. And he died shortly after. Well, hours after. And it's sad because it was like right after he had just turned 28 and he had a fiance and he was, you know, he was gonna like start his life kind of. He was so young, like 28 probably doesn't seem young to some people, but relatively it's young. I think this movie has a great story about how we take life for granted. Sometimes we think, oh yeah, dude, nah, I got plenty of time to do, you know, whatever I want, or to tell, you know, that family member that I'm estranged with that I really love them, or, you know, we feel like time is infinite, and it's not. It's finite, and we're not all gonna live forever. And I feel like every time I watch this movie, I'm grateful for what I have. Even though my life isn't perfect, and sometimes I get discouraged, and I hate it, and I wish I had a different life, I'm thankful for everything that I have. So that was my Flick Worth a Click for this week. I hope you guys enjoy The Crow if you decide to watch it, and that I will see you guys back here next week. Don't forget to comment if you have a movie that you want me to watch and review maybe, and to subscribe if you want to find out more movies to watch on Instant Netflix. Well, happy Netflix viewing, everyone, and it's election day today right now, so you'll probably find out who the president is by the time that I post this, so happy election finding out President's Day. No more people knocking on my door asking me to vote for their candidate. Thank you, God! Alright, well, I'll see you guys all next week. Bye!